Hello everybody. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hello. My name is Carly Gifford, and on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I post sit-down videos explaining TikTok drama to you. Now before I start every video, I tell you which chapstick I'm using and what I'm drinking. I don't have a chapstick on right now because I'm still drinking my morning coffee. Now other than that, I don't have anything else to preface this video with, so I think we'll just jump right into it. Now today we are going to be talking about TikTok user Annabelle. Honestly, she doesn't have a following, or not a real big following anyways. She posts a lot of just sort of your everyday kind of average content, if I'm being totally honest.
Hot take. You owe your child. Now, if your response was, I don't owe my child shit, keep watching. You owe your child the kind of summers that we used to have. The kind where you are outside all day, no tablets, no TVs in sight, just play. You owe your child bike rides, walks to the park, walks to the splash pad.
Now, today the reason we're going to be talking about Annabelle is because of an engagement ring. Now, her and her now fiance, they have since gotten engaged. They have been together for quite a while, and she knew that an engagement was coming, but she never wanted to know when it was coming. So her and her boyfriend at the time go to a ring store, and they're looking at engagement rings. They pick one out. She said that she didn't want to know when the engagement was going to happen, but she had no problem giving her thoughts on rings and kind of showing her soon-to-be fiance what it was that she wanted. Now, she does say that she gives them her email address when they ask for it, like she fills out the little information card, and then that was kind of that. Well, then here, the ring company or the jewelry shop, they send out an email saying that, you know, the ring is ready to go, and she's like, oh shoot, now I know that he picked out my ring, but she goes, okay, that's fine. I mean, it's still gonna be a surprise, da da da. Well, then she ends up getting photos of the final product. So she gets photos of the actual ring, and she's like, okay, well, I guess at least I still know, or I still don't know when the engagement is gonna be coming. But then they send out the email, kind of something about like picking up the ring, and she's like, oh my god, now I know it's gonna be happening kind of soon, da da da. But she's like, whatever, I'll take this information to my grave. I won't let my soon-to-be fiance know that I know what's going on. So then her fiance comes home, soon-to-be fiance comes home, and her energy was just very off, and he was like, oh my god, like, what's up? And then she basically comes out and is like, yeah, I know, and whatever. So then they talk to the jewelry company, and they're kind of like, well, you know, I mean, we can give you, I think it was like 10% off or something like that. I'll play the video so you guys get like everything from her mouth, what happened, but this is just a quick little rundown if you want to skip that video. So, and she's kind of like, excuse me, no, like, that's not good enough. And throughout this whole video, you really get the vibe that they just wanted the ring for free or for like a lot off. Like, they want a lot of their money back, because she's like, it ruined my engagement. My ring was no longer a surprise. I knew that he had it, so I knew the engagement was going to be coming soon. And she keeps going back and forth with the jewelry company, and she goes, yeah, they're not really responsive. They aren't really taking accountability for what they did, da 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 da. And throughout the whole thing, I'm just like, Miss Girl, but why did you give them your contact information? Why didn't you put down your soon-to-be fiancés? I'm sure that's what the card was for whoever was going to be picking up the ring and doing the proposing. So they probably thought like, oh yeah, this is the email that wants to know when the ring is ready for pickup and this person is going to be doing the proposing. I'm sure they didn't assume that she was the one that was going to be getting the ring, because yeah, like I said, I'm really positive that the card was for the person that was gonna be doing the proposing. Why would you put your information down? That to me is like, girl, that's on you. That's not on them. In my opinion, I don't think that the jewelry shop did anything wrong because she gave them her email. And now, yes, I understand. Could have been a total accident. And I'm sure it was. And like she said in the video, I wasn't even thinking about it. But it's like, girl, don't bring this online then because you were at fault. Yes, it was an accident, but it was your accident. It was your simple mess up. I don't think anyone is really blaming her for her mess up because I mean, like, okay, everybody makes accidents or makes mistakes, you know? So I mean, like, I am not shaming her for that at all. But what I am going to shame her a little bit for is for the fact that now she's trying to come after this jewelry store and get money back for the ring when it was her mistake. It wasn't theirs. They had nothing, like, they are totally not at fault, in my opinion, for this. How are they to assume that the email you put down was for you? It was for the person that was getting the ring. Had they known that, I can almost guarantee that they would have tried to reach out in another way to get the correct email. I don't know. It just bugs me so much. So here's the full video. I am playing it at 2x speed because it is quite long. But if you want to skip ahead, that's pretty much the gist of the video.
Do not give your jeweler any information about the recipient of the ring. Don't do it. 6 months ago, my honey and I went and picked out rings. We went to a bigger box store because what I wanted was not very intricate. It was very simple. We go into those stores, they ask you to fill out some information. My sweetheart, he filled out his information and asked us if we wanted to purchase the warranty on the ring. And of course, we want the warranty. So they said, okay, well, we'll contact you every 6 months after the ring is purchased. After the ring is purchased, and remind you to come in and get your prongs checked and your ring cleaned. When they handed me a card to fill out my information, I thought nothing of it. Nothing of it. That day that we picked out the ring, Michael did not purchase it. He waited 6 months as to, number one, finish sleeping, and number two, add some type of element to surprise. Because we've been dating for 7 years. Like, I know this is coming, but he wanted to catch me off guard and surprise me. Well, this past Monday, he went to talk to my parents, and afterwards he went to the jeweler and placed an order for the ring. It had to be put into its setting, and that evening on his way home, I received an email at about 6:30, and it just came across the top of my phone as just Gmail. So for an iPhone, you just click it, and it brings you right to the email that was just sent to you. And in that email was 3 photos of my engagement ring. I was not going to say anything to Michael. I was going to take the secret to my grave. But that night when Michael came home, he knew something was wrong. And knowing from where he had just come from, it kind of tipped him off, and the truth came out of what happened. To say we are devastated is an understatement. We have waited 7 years for this. I've waited 27 years for this, and it was taken from us. I checked the data process. Even though he was devastated, my sweetheart is very much a pushover and cannot do confrontation. I mean, neither can I. However, this is a girl's dream, and mine was ruined. So I reached out to them, and initially the clerk had offered me 15% off of my ring. After talking to him and talking to some family and some friends, we decided that was kind of a slap in the face. You just ruined our proposal. You took out the element of surprise, the big part of the proposal. That phone call happened on Wednesday. By Friday mid-morning, I had gotten another phone call from the store manager, and I had been talking with her about what they could do to compensate us and to make sure this never happens for anybody else. After reaching out to her district manager, the store manager was able to come back and offer us 20% off of our ring and 20% off of our wedding bands. Michael and I decided that no amount of money was going to make us feel better about this, but at least this offer made it seem like, oh, like they do feel bad. There was some level of understanding on their part of the magnitude of the situation. Accepted, and the credits were applied to Michael's card and to our account for when we go in and purchase our wedding bands. Last night, I was out shopping with one of my aunts, trying to just brush off the stress of everything that was this week, all of the feelings, all the emotions, everything. And while we were checking out at Target, I got another email. I get 100 emails a day with work and school and just everything. I get 100 emails a day, so it's nothing for me to just click the notification and go straight to it. This time, it is the final email from them with the finished product. 3 pictures of the finished product of my engagement ring, and that it had been picked up. The only element of surprise we had left in this was what the ring was going to look like when it was finished, because mind you, I designed it, and I have yet to see it completely finished. So we had that surprise left. We had the surprise of when Michael was going to go pick it up. I didn't know when he was going to do that. And the surprise of what day he proposes, okay? There are 3 things left. They just took 2 of them. All that is left in the situation is the element of surprise of when it happens. Emailed back the woman that I had been talking to at the store, and I told her what happened and that we were no longer satisfied with how they handled the situation and could not believe that it happened yet again, and that they robbed us again of the last little bit of surprise left in my proposal. The last little bit. And anybody who knows me in real life knows how long I have been waiting for this. They took the last little bit. And the woman emailed. I sent the email last night. I called this morning. The woman was busy. I said, please have her call me back. Like, I feel at this point I need to talk to her. Because at this point in the day, we could go down there and talk in person if we needed to, if they wanted to set up a meeting, whatever. She never called me back. An hour later, I get an email back from her apologizing that it happened again. And in my email, I did demand to speak with the district manager. So in the email back to me, the woman apologized that it happened, said that there was no way they could remove my email from the account once it was already in there. And here's where I call bull crap. In the initial phone call to these people, the sales associate said, okay, what's your email? What's his email? And I tell her, yeah, no, they definitely do have your email. They admitted, like, what happened. And she's like, okay, what is his email? I'm going to type it in and fix it so this never happens. So now this lady, different lady, in this email is claiming that they cannot do that. Well, I don't know who's lying, who's telling the truth. I don't know anything. All I know is now I know exactly what my engagement ring looks like. I know exactly when it was picked up, and I know that it's gonna happen now. It really doesn't sound like they give a crap. Originally the woman did tell me that the person who overlooked the situation was talked to, and that's really all I wanted. But just talk to them, let them know what happened, so this doesn't happen to other people. I am a very kind-hearted soul. I hate having this conversation with people, and I didn't want anybody like fired. I was like, you gotta fire, write them up. No, that's not me at all. Like, people make mistakes. However, the fact that this mistake has been made now twice grinds my gears. The magic has been taken out of something I've waited my entire life for, and nobody has an answer for me. I was told in the last email that the district manager would be reaching out to me in roughly 8 days. We will see what happens. My hope is that it's not for myself, but for Michael, that they refund him entirely, or at least give him a partial refund.
And she does do a follow-up video where she's essentially like, I had big feelings. I can post about my big feelings. Yes, you for sure can, but also, like, it is the internet, and people are gonna let you know how they feel about your situation. So, to be perfectly honest, I feel like, girl, yeah, if you didn't want, like, people's negative feedback, you shouldn't have posted the video. I just think that was a bad call. So, again, I'm gonna play her follow-up video at 2x speed because, again, it's a little bit long. She doesn't cut in her videos, like, to collect her thoughts. It's just all one video, and so there's a lot of pauses, so 2x speed.
A lot of people had some really big feelings about my last video. I am allowed to feel big feelings about things that feel big to me, and that did feel really big. And there's reasons behind that that you will never know. My honey does not do things like this. This is not his jam. He's a very simple guy, very straightforward. Surprises are not his thing. But he knew how important this was for me, and so he worked countless hours overtime to afford the ring that I was hoping for and to make my dream come true. And so that's the reason I had so many big feelings about this. It was because I could see the hurt in his eyes. He was hurt by this, and that just infuriated me. It broke my heart for him. That's why I'm upset. Not because it's all about me. That's not it at all. I was upset because they upset him, and in turn, those were my feelings. I mean, like I said in my original video, I was prepared to take that secret to my grave and just never tell anybody, ever. But then he found out, and he was upset. He was bummed. That's why I was upset. Not because I want a free ring, not because I want to cheat them out of anything, not because I'm being dramatic, not because I'm being a quote-unquote bridezilla. That was the reason. The comment sections got turned off with that video, you are correct. And I was very surprised how out of their way people will go to belittle somebody. I want to tell you that I am so open to your opinions about things. I would love to hear them, but I will not tolerate them if they are mean and nasty and require you to belittle me in order to get your point across. So the comment sections were turned off, and then people went out of their way to go to other videos to comment their feelings about the original video. And then what surprised me the most was that people went out of their way to make videos to create a comment section to sit and talk about me. I have been told that I am an idiot, I'm a bridezilla, I am seeking a free ring, I need to go touch grass, I am out of touch with the world. That is so not me. You only saw my reaction about one thing in my life, and you don't know the whole story behind it. You only know what I put out there. We have not yet decided if we are going to share the name of the jeweler. At this time, they have not reached out to us at all. I do have some fun updates to tell you guys about other things. Go ahead and follow me so then you are able to see those videos. I am incredibly shocked over the way that people will go out of their way to give you their opinion in a negative way. It's just very sad to me.
And now some other people have been posting online about this whole situation.
You went in there with him. You knew it was coming. Her whole thing was like, they ruined the proposal. You went in there. You picked out the ring with him. She even says, like, she designed the ring. So she knew what the ring was going to look like. That wasn't a surprise. The only thing she didn't know is when he was going to make the purchase and when he was going to pick up the ring. I've never been engaged or married, so like this could be completely ignorant, but in my thought process in watching that video is after I got that first email, I would have gone through in my email and blocked them from being able to email me again. Let them know, make sure they had his email on file. That's the email they were sending stuff to, and blocked them from emailing me anymore because I wouldn't want any more of the surprise ruined kind of thing. It's like, again, she can be upset. I'm not saying that she's not allowed to be upset. I'm just confused because, like, she went on about how, like, the surprise is ruined, but, like, you still don't know when he's going to propose. You just know that the ring is done. I don't know. And again, maybe because I've never been engaged or married or anything like that, that I don't understand. And, like, good possibility, but I just don't understand it. Because, like, I'm genuinely confused. Like, the element of surprise is still there. Like, she said, I didn't know what the final ring was going to look like, but if you designed the ring, like, with the jewelers, you would know what the final ring is going to look like. Again, confused.
So anyways, that is the situation with Annabelle and the engagement. Like I said, girl, it is not their fault that you messed up. Like, you could have just messed up and made a video about like the accident that you made and not tried to place any of the blame on the jewelry store. And honestly, I think the whole reception of this video would have been so different had she done that, but she didn't. And it's like, girl, they're not at fault. It was your mistake, not theirs. Anyways, that's the situation with Annabelle and the engagement ring. Yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If you enjoyed my video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Comment also how you feel about this whole situation, because I'm so curious what other people think about it, just because it's kind of a weird situation and it's weird to place blame on the person who did not make the mistake. So anyways, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It's totally free to subscribe, so why not? Now, that being said, I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.